Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Thursday, May 23rd, around 8:45 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. Multiple eruptions today on the sun, a number of events facing Earth during the early part of Thursday. The first was a filament eruption beginning around 0 UTC, and that event produced a southerly directed CME that appears to be off the Sun-Earth line. Another event, an M4.2 solar flare, shortly thereafter around active region 3697 was detected, and it is not coming towards Earth. NOAA also issues the highest ever early forecast for the coming hurricane season. Holy macaroni. Keep calm. It's boom time. At least 4 people have died and 35 are injured in a tornado that swept through Greenfield, Iowa. Take a look. Local residents are walking among the debris here yesterday. A very sad story. Other severe weather events are forecast this week in Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Montana, so heed the warnings. In central and northern parts of Iowa, they first received about 2 to 4 inches of rain Tuesday, causing flash flooding. Then a cold front pushed through that afternoon, bringing thunderstorms and a tornado that had a peak winds of 135 miles per hour and a path length of 41 miles and a width of 1,000 yards, according to the National Weather Service. Well, and that leads to complete destruction. Here you can see the path during that 41-mile stretch and 1,000 feet wide. And let's take a look at some of the devastation. And one of the people that survived, not their first tornado, in fact, their second destruction of their home. It's completely insane.
A Local 5 is getting its first overhead view of the aftermath in Greenfield. These storms took out a large swath of homes in the area, tearing apart the large trees this town is so known for. The community is now cleaning up and grieving together. Local 5 has team coverage for you as our crews have been in Greenfield all day. We start with Local 5's Larissa Leone. Larissa, you spoke with one woman who lost her home. What did she tell you?
Yes, Stephanie, the debris just covers pretty much every area around me right now. And let me tell you something, this looks like a lot, but it doesn't even scratch the surface of what we're seeing in Greenfield. Now, I spoke to one homeowner who talked to me about how she was inside of her home alone at the time of the tornado. She walked me through what she was feeling.
Jane Woodside was spending a relaxing night at home, cooking her dinner and enjoying some tea. Little did she know what was coming just moments later.
I had been chopping vegetables, I made a cup of tea, took my laptop, my phone downstairs.
Home alone, Jane mustered up the courage to seek shelter in her basement.
When I heard that freight train sound, I got down on the floor.
As she listened to a tornado rip through.
That freight train sound, and I would say 10 to 15 seconds. Pretty scary. And I just stayed up against the wall down there.
The fear is a feeling Jane and many other Iowans have felt more than once in their lives.
When I was probably 15, the day before Easter, my house was destroyed in a tornado in eastern Iowa. So I've survived 2 tornadoes.
Woodside is still shaken up from last night, but says apart from potentially being tethered to a string of bad luck, she's optimistic she'll overcome these hard times.
I said to my children, you might not want me to live with you. I might be a tornado magnet, so.
Can you believe the resilience of the people in this region? It's insane.
Everybody's rolling up their sleeves to help out, and we've seen that at pretty much every corner here in Greenfield.
In these areas where catastrophes happen, the communities know how to respond. My only question, and now it's 2 days running, is why do people live in these areas? Now, granted, it is the cheapest spot in the United States to actually live in a homestead or what have you. But the reality is clear, and what's coming in the future, it's only going to get worse. And this poor woman laughing about the fact that her home was destroyed twice in her lifetime, well, adds insult to injury. And we pray for all the people that have been affected in this region and hope for the best. And that is not the only breaking story we have confirmed a large damaging tornado south of Temple, Texas. Let's take a look at this.
Just to kind of
see what they have to say here.
a tornado warning for Coriel. It's now turned into a severe thunderstorm.
So this massive tornado formed near Temple, Texas earlier today, and there is confirmed damage that
Really
we have
watching it came
over at Oppenheimer Ranch Project at Diamond the Dave on X, formerly Twitter. And we can see some of the damage here, some more of that video footage here from the Temple, Texas quake, and some of the damage quite severe. There's a car that's been flipped. The tornado has not been confirmed as of this moment, but it is quite clear that this is EF1 or greater, albeit a narrow swath path of destruction, nonetheless. And if you follow us over on Twitter, at Diamond the Dave, you will get these updates all day long, along with a lot of stuff we're unable to share on the show. Ho, ho, ho. We've got storms bringing hail and heavy rain to the Northeast and damage to Maine. It's insane. And as we said at the outset of the show tonight, NOAA issues its highest ever early forecast for the coming hurricane season. What does that mean for you? Well, NOAA predicts an exceptionally busy hurricane season with 8 to 13 hurricanes, 17 to 25 named storms, citing near-record warmth in the Atlantic and a strong La Nina condition developing. Near early public, private, and government hurricane forecast service is expecting a high season for hurricanes and named storms, with record sea surface temperatures and a strong chance of La Nina, which means the exact opposite, which makes no sense whatsoever. And that is the state of the media. Here's the full forecast. Severe thunderstorms, excessive rainfall, and dangerous heat over parts of the southern U.S. today. Hey, we are entering summer. What a bummer. Scattered severe thunderstorms are possible across much of the Great Plains this afternoon into tonight, where a few tornadoes, damaging winds, and isolated very large hail are possible and probable. Holy macaroni. Flood watches are in effect today into tonight for parts of northeast Texas and western Arkansas, where excessive rainfall may lead to flash flooding. A heat advisory is in effect for parts of southern Texas, the nexus of the Schmexis, so heed those warnings. Quick look at the GFS model shows that the severe weather in Maine is going to be pushing off in the next few hours. Good news. And that is the end of the event for the Northeast. Severe weather will emerge tonight up here in northern North Dakota, moving into Canada, as well as Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Arkansas, and that will kind of wane by the morning. But the severe weather kicks up tomorrow morning in Michigan. So bad news there, as we are in a spring pattern, kind of moderates through the midweek here, or at the end of the weekend, my apologies. And then another severe weather threat at the end of the weekend here in Nebraska, kicking up through Iowa. That could be a big one. That could be bad news through Monday morning. Holy macaroni. Quick look at the GFS total snowfall, and you're going to see by the time summer begins, we could be seeing a huge snowstorm in eastern Canada, but there will be some moderate accumulations in the high elevations in the west. Seismic update, low-level activity, normal activity worldwide. This might be a unique quake here, 5.0 in Garage, Iran. Overall, normal activity worldwide. We're waiting for an uptick perhaps from the coronal hole stream, which has not reached us yet, but there have been several events coming from the sun. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But drought in the Brazil's Cerrado is the worst for at least 7 centuries, according to a study. So all the drought in the west coast of the U.S. has now transferred into the southern North America there. Yeah, take a look at that. A study conducted by researchers at the University of Sao Paulo in Brazil reported in an article published in Nature Communication shows that Cerrado Brazil savanna biome is experiencing the worst drought for at least 700 years. And if you want to know why, well, the links will be below. It has nothing to do with you or CO2, but the fact that there is natural climate variability worldwide. And, well, the mainstream media is just not reporting on that. They're fear-mongering. Worldwide volcano news update. Take a look at this Fernandina volcano. Effusive eruption has waned, and you can see that time series moving through. Boom, 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 and it's over, Johnny. We also have Liwatobi volcano puffing to 6,000 feet today. Nevado de Ruiz to 19,000. Sangay to 21. Ducono to 10. Fuego to 17. Sabancay to 24. Santiaguito puffing. Reventador to 14. Semaru, who knew? Now you do 15,000 foot puff today. Fuego to 16,000. Popo to 20,000. Sangay to 21. And it's normal activity worldwide. Nothing really spectacular to report on, which is good news. Tons of fun today. What a busy day on the sun. 2 events at once. Quite a busy past hour. That was almost 24 hours ago. In addition to the prominence eruption in progress that we reported on last night in our update off the southeast limb that occurred just after we went to sleep, we also had an M4.2 solar flare at AR 3679 at the same time. This prominence eruption took half a day, for goodness sakes, but I do digress. And so are there coronal mass ejections headed our way? Well, unfortunately, that's not the case, which is actually good news. But here we see that prominence lifting off of the sun and moving far away from Earth. Earth is directly facing the sun from this angle, and you can see that prominence moving off far to the left and to the south. And here's that M4.2 solar flare, which also is not going to be geoeffective in any way. Hey, good news. So we have multiple eruptions headed our way. No, they're all glancing blows or not geoeffective at all. In fact, nothing is in the forecast, but we did just pop up into KP4. You can see a little illumination of the aurora there, and that is due to the coronal hole stream coming from this big region here. So let's take a quick look first at that imaged M4.2 earlier today from that active region. No threat to Earth whatsoever. They don't even have the plasma filament imaged here on ISWA, so probably not at all a threat. So no threats headed towards Earth as we are awaiting the return of active region 3664 that will be turning around the limb later this week. What a tweak. Quick look at the solar wind diagnostics from Discover, and we can see that the phi angle shifted earlier today and again just about 4 to 6 hours ago. That sent the BZ moving towards the north from the south, but it's the southern dip that caused the geomagnetic perturbance that we're seeing here to KP4. So that perturbance was from earlier today, now being realized in the 3-hour geomagnetic forecast. Have you heard of the clear water monster? Well, I did earlier today, and it's pretty fantastic. In 1948, Tony Signorini wore 30-pound, 3-toed iron shoes and stomped around a Florida beach during the night in Clearwater. The footprints led people to believe that a 15-foot-tall penguin was roaming their lands. That was quickly disputed, and scientists were interrogated about the monster. One said it couldn't be real. Another thought the tracks might have been left by a giant salamander. Plaster casts were even made of some of the tracks, and it was estimated that the beast might have been around 2,000 pounds that created these prints. Tony kept the prank up for 10 years, visiting various beaches, and for 40 years, no one knew it was a hoax. He passed away in 2012, well, and the ruse was revealed. Amazing. Now, the sun god Ra has claimed that the solar flares will continue until morale improves on Earth, and we agree. And in the meantime, you need to get all of your GMO heirloom, open pollinated seeds from the Alliance of Native Seed Keepers to hedge your bets on the future coming times, which means grid down, political turmoil, global unrest, and general instability. If you're in the right place at the right time and you have the right seeds, you can survive and thrive in the coming times. Get your heirloom vegetable seeds from the Alliance of Native Seed Keepers to hedge your bets and keep peace of mind. Free shipping on seed orders over $25. Add coupon code ORP2024 and get an additional 10% off. The seeds almost pay for themselves in peace of mind. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video as we are shadow banned. They hate us on YouTube, and we need your help to grow. That means taking this video and posting it on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you have a social media account to help us grow our channel. We love you. Be safe. And we are preparing for an event coming in just 48 hours in the desert of New Mexico. So be safe. We love you. Or buy a ticket and join us.